Welcome to HD Rare Coins, your ultimate source for rare coins, fascinating history, and the thrill of discovery. From legendary pennies to hidden gems, we explore the world of numismatics one amazing coin at a time. To appreciate the value and allure of the 1990 penny, one must first understand its place in the timeline of American coinage. By 1990, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 80 years. First introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was a landmark in American numismatics as the first coin to depict the historical figure. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, facing right with a composed and introspective demeanor, became a mainstay of U.S. currency. The reverse of the coin, from 1959 until 2008, featured the Lincoln Memorial, a stately tribute designed by Frank Gasparo. This replaced the earlier wheat ears design and brought a sense of monumental reverence to the coin's design. Within the columns of the memorial, a tiny representation of Lincoln's statue can be seen, a detail often unnoticed by the casual observer but cherished by collectors for its precision. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced pennies in 3 facilities: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint had its own distinct output, and while the vast majority of these coins were struck in copper-plated zinc, as had been standard since 1982, certain minting anomalies made some of these coins extremely valuable. One of the most famous and valuable errors from 1990 is the no S proof penny. Typically, proof coins are struck at the San Francisco Mint and feature a distinct S mint mark. However, a small number of proof pennies were mistakenly struck without this mint mark. These no S 1990 proof pennies are exceedingly rare, with only a few known examples. Their rarity and unique status as a minting error make them extraordinarily valuable, with high-grade specimens selling for upwards of $117,000 at auction. Such an error might seem minor, a missing letter barely noticeable to the untrained eye. Yet, in the world of coin collecting, where detail is everything, such anomalies become the stuff of legend. The 1990 no S penny was not discovered immediately, which only adds to its mystique. Collectors and dealers began to uncover them in proof sets sold directly by the U.S. Mint, igniting excitement and a mad dash to re-examine previously purchased sets. Beyond the no S proof, the 1990 penny also carries appeal in its uncirculated forms. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are difficult to come by, especially with full red luster, RD. These high-grade coins, when properly preserved, display sharp details in Lincoln's features and crisp edges on the memorial. While not as rare as the no S, high-grade examples from Denver and Philadelphia can also command hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. The story of the 1990 penny is not just about monetary value, it is also about the power of discovery and attention to detail. It represents a moment when something overlooked suddenly becomes significant, when a minor oversight at a minting facility transforms into a legendary rarity. It teaches collectors to always be vigilant, to look closely, and to appreciate the nuances that separate a common coin from a historic artifact. The appeal of the 1990 penny continues to grow as new collectors enter the field. Digital platforms have expanded the reach and awareness of numismatics, allowing knowledge to be shared more broadly than ever before. YouTube channels, forums, and auction sites provide access to information that once took years to compile. As a result, coins like the 1990 no S proof have taken on new life in the public imagination, becoming coveted targets for both novice and experienced collectors, and this is why the 1990 penny's tale endures. It is a reminder that numismatics is not just about coins, it's about stories, history, and the thrill of the hunt. A simple penny, if examined with care and curiosity, can reveal secrets that elevate it far beyond its face value. So next time you hold a 1990 penny in your hand, take a moment to look closer. What you find may surprise you. Because tucked away in that tiny circle of metal might just be a 6-figure treasure, and a piece of American history waiting to be told. These coins are not merely collectibles, they are time capsules that hold the legacy of a nation. The 1990 penny, in particular, stands as a bridge between the past and the present, a representation of America's ever-evolving story told through metal, mint marks, and the artistry of coin design. Collectors aren't just gathering coins, they're preserving pieces of culture and identity. In the hands of a true enthusiast, a single cent can carry the weight of generations. There's also a social element to this journey. Coin shows, auctions, and conventions bring people together, united by their shared passion for numismatics. Stories are swapped, rare finds are celebrated, and knowledge is passed from veteran collectors to eager newcomers. The 1990 penny often finds itself at the center of these conversations, a touchstone that symbolizes the thrill of the unexpected and the joy of discovery. Its value goes far beyond the monetary. It lies in the community it nurtures, the curiosity it sparks, and the histories it uncovers. As long as there are coins in circulation and curious minds willing to explore them, the 1990 penny will continue to fascinate. And maybe, just maybe, the next time you check your change, you'll stumble upon a quiet little piece of copper that turns out to be worth far more than a cent. Perhaps it will be your turn to join the story of the 1990 penny, a tale that continues to grow with every new discovery, every keen-eyed collector, and every heartfelt retelling of its incredible journey. This story also serves as a reflection on the broader themes of chance and attentiveness. The idea that something as common as a penny could contain such hidden potential urges us to be more mindful in our everyday lives. Much like the numismatists who scrutinize each coin for tiny variations and errors, we too can find value in what might initially seem ordinary. The 1990 penny, then, is more than a collectible. It's a metaphor for the hidden treasures that surround us, waiting for a closer look, a deeper understanding, and a newfound appreciation. Collectors often recount the emotional thrill of their first rare find, and many cite the 1990 penny as the spark that ignited a lifelong passion. This emotional connection fuels the community and keeps the tradition of coin collecting vibrant. It also inspires the next generation of numismatists to keep searching, keep studying, and keep sharing these remarkable stories. In this way, the 1990 penny is not just a relic of the past, it is an inspiration for the future. Its journey from mint to myth reminds us that history is not only preserved in museums but lives on in the pockets and passions of everyday people. And for those lucky enough to find one, it's not just about the money, it's about being part of a story that spans decades and brings together enthusiasts from every walk of life. The journey of the 1990 penny does not stop at its physical characteristics or its minting errors. It also serves as a mirror reflecting the economic and cultural backdrop of the early 1990s America. This was a time marked by transition and technological advancement, yet with a nostalgic attachment to symbols like the Lincoln cent, which had long been part of everyday life. The penny, humble though it was, carried with it the weight of history, continuity, and the hopes of a nation moving toward the future. One fascinating aspect of the 1990 penny's story lies in its place within the broader evolution of U.S. coinage metallurgy. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint shifted from the traditional copper composition to copper-plated zinc to reduce costs. This change had profound effects not only on the penny's appearance but also on its durability and collector appeal. Collectors pay close attention to the subtle differences in color and weight, sometimes using these clues to identify varieties and errors that may be worth far more than their face value. The 1990 penny's design, crafted by Victor David Brenner, remains one of the most iconic in American history. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln was revolutionary when first introduced, as it was the first to depict a real person on U.S. currency. The meticulous craftsmanship, with Lincoln's thoughtful gaze and the delicate lines of his beard, continues to captivate numismatists. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, was itself a masterpiece, symbolizing not just a monument but the ideals Lincoln stood for: unity, freedom, and perseverance. Collectors often speak about the feel of a coin, the intangible connection they sense when holding a piece of history in their hands. The 1990 penny, especially in pristine condition or as one of the rare errors, provides that experience in abundance. It's not just a coin, it's a tangible link to the past, a piece of art, a puzzle, and sometimes, a key to unlocking great fortune. Moreover, the story of the 1990 penny intersects with the narratives of many collectors, some who stumbled upon it by chance, others who sought it with deliberate passion. Stories abound of collectors who found proof pennies in forgotten proof sets, instantly transforming modest purchases into treasured valuables. These discoveries bring excitement and surprise, proving that sometimes, history hides in the most unlikely places. The valuation of $117,000, while astonishing, underscores a larger truth about numismatics. Value is often defined by rarity, condition, and story. The no-s proof penny is rare because it was an unintentional mistake, its condition is often impeccable due to careful storage, and its story is compelling, a tale of an oversight that made it priceless. In the vast and intricate world of American coinage, the 1993 United States 1-cent penny holds a curious and sometimes underappreciated place. While to many it might appear as just another Lincoln cent, the kind you might pass by in loose change without a second glance, the deeper narrative surrounding this coin reveals far more. A coin is never just a coin. It is a story, a time capsule, and in some cases, a treasure. And for the 1993 penny, this sentiment holds especially true, as certain rare varieties have fetched values upwards of $115,000, capturing the imagination of collectors and historians alike. To understand the significance of the 1993 penny, one must begin with its design and the historical context in which it was minted. By 1993, the Lincoln cent had already been a staple of U.S. coinage for over 8 decades. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it marked a departure from earlier coin designs by honoring a real person, a practice that has since become common. The obverse design by Victor David Brenner features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, his expression stern but thoughtful, reflecting his legacy as a president who guided the nation through the Civil War. On the reverse, the 1993 cent featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This image, crafted by Frank Gasparo, replaced the original wheat ears on the back and was notable for its detailed rendering of the memorial building, down to the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between the columns if one looks closely enough. For decades, this reverse served as a quiet tribute to Lincoln's enduring influence on the American identity. By 1993, the U.S. Mint was producing Lincoln cents at 3 major facilities: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While billions of pennies were minted overall, the distinction lies in the minute details, the kind that can go unnoticed even by trained eyes. Differences in strike quality, planchet errors, doubling of features, and unusual die characteristics can elevate a common coin into a collector's dream. One such dream-worthy version of the 1993 penny is a rare error variety known as a double die obverse. In this error, the coin's features, particularly the date and lettering, appear to be slightly doubled, an anomaly caused during the die creation process. While most double dies are minor and barely visible, some are dramatic and clear to the naked eye. These are the coins that ignite bidding wars at auctions and command astonishing prices. Another variety that has captivated collectors is the 1993 close AM reverse. Normally, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are spaced apart in the Lincoln Memorial design. However, in the close AM version, these letters are nearly touching, a subtle but significant difference. This error likely occurred when a proof reverse die, which featured the close AM spacing, was accidentally used for regular business strike coins. Only a few of these coins have been verified, making them exceedingly rare and valuable. What makes these errors so compelling is not just their rarity, but the stories they tell about the minting process. The U.S. Mint operates with rigorous standards, yet the sheer volume of coin production, billions each year, means that the occasional mistake is inevitable. These mistakes, however, do not diminish the coin's value, rather, they enhance it. They are the quirks that collectors cherish, the anomalies that spark curiosity and chase, but it's not only errors that elevate the value of a 1993 penny. Condition plays a crucial role. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare for this year. In such pristine states, the coin's red copper luster remains untarnished, and every detail, from Lincoln's hair to the steps of the memorial, is sharply struck. One such coin, a 1993 D Lincoln cent graded MS68RD, once sold for a staggering $115,000, setting a record and establishing the coin's place among modern rarities. The collector appeal of the 1993 penny goes beyond the dollar signs. For many, it represents a journey, a hunt for the unnoticed, a celebration of American history, and a tribute to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. It embodies the magic of numismatics, where patience, knowledge, and a bit of luck can turn pocket change into a prize. As interest in coin collecting surges, fueled in part by online communities, grading registries, and numismatic content creators, coins like the 1993 penny are receiving renewed attention. Forums buzz with discussions about die varieties, YouTube videos dissect high-value finds, and auction houses feature cent coins in prime listings once reserved for gold and silver classics. For those looking to explore the 1993 penny further, the advice is simple: look closely. Examine the spacing of the letters, the clarity of the strike, the shine of the surfaces. Use a magnifying glass, learn to recognize mint errors, and consult grading guides. And above all, don't overlook the humble penny, because as collectors have discovered time and again, greatness often hides in plain sight. So the next time you spot a 1993 penny among your change, take a moment. Turn it over in your hand, peer at its details, and remember the possibilities it holds. Whether it's a flawless specimen in a protective case or a mysterious variety waiting to be discovered, the 1993 1-cent coin is far more than a cent. It's a portal to history, a symbol of American legacy, and for the fortunate few, a key to a $115,000 treasure. And just when you think you've uncovered all there is to know about this humble coin, the story deepens further. Consider the broader economic backdrop of 1993, a year marked by significant shifts in the United States and around the world. It was a time when technology began transforming households, and the internet, though still in its infancy, was laying the groundwork for a digital future. The penny from that era stands as a silent witness to these transformations, a relic of analog simplicity in a rapidly digitizing world. Coin collecting, too, was undergoing a renaissance. With the internet came wider access to resources and communities, making it easier for collectors of all levels to learn, trade, and refine their pursuits. Price guides became more accessible, error databases more comprehensive, and a new generation of numismatists emerged, armed with tools of technology and a deep respect for tradition. Amid these currents, the 1993 penny began to gain more recognition not just for its monetary value, but for its symbolic resonance. It reminded collectors and everyday citizens alike that even in an age of increasing speed and fleeting digital interactions, there was value in the tactile, the tangible, and the overlooked. A single cent, if studied closely, could unlock a universe of history and fascination. This is why the story of the 1993 penny continues to be told. It's not merely about its composition or its grade, but about the meaning we assign to it. About the hope of discovery and the thrill of the hunt. And for those fortunate enough to stumble upon a rare example, or those wise enough to hold on to one, it is a reminder that treasure can lie hidden in plain view, waiting for the curious eye to uncover its worth. And still, the tale of the 1993 penny expands. Recent discoveries suggest there may be previously undocumented variations of this penny yet to be catalogued. Some collectors speculate about experimental planchets, others wonder if transitional metal compositions were tested at the time. Although unconfirmed, these theories spark fascination, encouraging even deeper investigation and fueling the dreams of amateur and seasoned numismatists alike. This continued mystery adds to the coin's allure, reinforcing its place in American numismatic folklore. There is something poetic about this enduring little coin. The 1993 penny doesn't just circulate through pockets and purses, it circulates through stories, through hands eager to uncover hidden worth, through generations of collectors who understand that history is often felt in the smallest of artifacts. It lives in folders, in albums, in glass cases under bright auction house lights. It whispers tales of the past, of craftsmanship, of unintentional rarity. And most importantly, it reminds us that value, both historical and monetary, can be pressed into something as small and common as a 1-cent coin. In this way, the 1993 penny is not merely a collectible. It is a legacy.